I saw a cabinet maker's ad selling a pallet of maple slats at a price I just couldn't pass up. But it sure wasn't going to fit in the back of my Suburban, so I rented a truck. At the cabinet shop, they loaded it with a forklift, but I didn't have anything to offload it at my shop. And even if I had, there wasn't any place to set the pallet that would be out of the way. I was scratching my head. Now that I have this wood, where am I going to store it? Then the answer came to me: overhead storage.
I decided to attach 2x4s to the horizontal C-channels of my carport and use them as cradles to hold the maple slats in place between the C-channels. Of 5 spaces between, I used the middle 3. The far left was out because one of its channels was hidden inside the storeroom. The far right was out because I didn't want the wood just inside the edge of the carport where rain and elements could easily get to it. The side C-channel has a 3-inch ridge facing in on all but the middle section where a plate blocks it off. I could use that ridge to hold one end of the slats, but the middle would need more than one 2x4. I cut holes in one end of the 2x4s so I could attach it on one side. Then I would have to mark where the hole was on the other side and drill that hole in the 2x4 to match. Whoop, hold up, bud. What are you forgetting? Good. We don't need any metal shavings in our eyes. I used a smaller size bit at first. Once that was through the metal, I switched to a 3/8 bit for the size hole I needed. I had 4 2x4s to be attached at both ends, so I drilled 8 holes like this. It took a long time. I won't ask you to watch. Almost had it, almost. Maybe the other one will work. Probably not, since I used a stop on the drill press. I'm going to go in there and cut off a 1/4 inch. Come on, suck on up for me, Bubba. Just wants to turn, it's not going to suck up into the wood. Hammer time. What I'm doing here is, with the board above the hole, I drill through the hole and mark the board where the hole is. Then I move the board out and down, drill on through, and bolt it with the board below the channel. Oh, I got it at a bad angle. That's what I get for free-forming it. In other words, by holding the board with one hand and drilling with the other, my hole is at an angle. This is not shaping up well. That fan noise is too loud and annoying, so I've turned the sound off here. The distance between C-channels varies by an inch or more, so I couldn't just determine the location of one hole and then use that as a template for the others. I had some uninvited guests. I had already sprayed the nest and knocked it down, but occasionally one of the ones that was out in the field came back looking for it. This section has a plate that covers the bottom ridge, so I have to have a second 2x4 for this end of the slats. I didn't know what would happen when I unbanded the wood. At first I'm standing beside it, but I got up on the side of the truck when I cut the band. I didn't want my leg trapped if it all came apart. Happily, it all stayed in place. And so it went on like this for quite a long time. I won't ask you to watch that either. Here's what I had when it was all done. All the wood fit up in those overhead spaces. Can't wait to start using these guys.